I brought you guys here today into kind of creative space to give you guys another flash brief for the course. So today, you guys are going to get a mini task. You're going to be a creative agency, and on the 23rd of February, which is another Friday, between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m, you will hold a Guerrilla Flash DIY exhibition for your tutors and the general public. This will be an opportunity for you guys to work as a team, to put on somewhere where everyone will see the zines that you've made this term. Everyone's looking very worried. So we've got some constraints, and I'll give you guys all a brief in a second. So your exhibition will be held a minimum of 1 mile away from Ravensbourne, so you're not allowed to put it on at the uni. You'll be working on a strict budget. So Gemma and I have in these bags some pound coins. And the pound coins are 1 per head for each of the students in your year. So you will have a budget of £54 for your exhibition. And the exercise is that with £1 on your own, you can do very little. But as a team working with your £54, you will work as a creative agency together with different roles, but to work out how you will spend your budget to make the best DIY zine exhibition that you can. Good. This is a graphic communication brief, and what we really wanted to do is think about that in terms of 2-week projects. So this zine project is a kind of two-week stream that they've been working on. So in terms of levels of engagement, I think we got what we wanted, which is short, sharp briefs, lots of energy, a bit of pressure, and high achieving kind of outcomes. So as well as actually kind of making, each student has made a series of 3 zines for this part of the unit, but then we dropped the zine exhibition as an extra task on top of that. And I think what we're trying to show them is build resilience as creatives, and get them used to the idea that these requests and these opportunities, they do come in as curveballs, and you've got to be ready to react and really go for it. I think I wanted to give the students a brief that was kind of outside of Ravensbourne, because the focus of one of my kind of PG Cert kind of aspects is about learning environments. And I looked at the learning environment that we have at Ravensbourne, and it's flexible. So we move from room to room to teach our sessions, and that's a great advantage. But what it does mean is that if you're thinking about doing object-orientated learning or displays, that those things have to be kind of temporary. So if we're bringing assets into the class, they have to be able to be set up within a session and taken away at the end of the day. So I started to think about, how can we enable displays of student work in the classroom that complement the style of room system and working in the space that we have within the university. And I think that kind of took me to 2 places, which is thinking about temporary displays that can be made or transported to the classroom, but also about how we can take our students out into different contexts that help us demonstrate the creative aspects or enthuse them with the spirit of the work or the spirit of putting on an exhibition, without them having to be physically within a learning space at that university. And what that took me first to think about issuing the zine exhibition brief for this unit in an exhibition space external to the university, and then it took me onto this idea of where we might have the students exhibit their work in response to the challenge of the brief to put on the exhibition. And both of those aspects, I thought, rather than working with this flexible nature of the university, we'd also build in some experimentation about working outside of the university walls. So I think the kind of first instance was thinking about being in an exhibiting space, so that we kind of close the circle, the conceptual circle about where we get issued with a problem, that's in a space that demonstrates how people have solved that problem in the public space, and then flipping that around to the challenge of how are you going to do this. And plus, you know, the Take Modern Turbine Hall just has so much impact. I think it's quite hard not to feel inspired and slightly overwhelmed by it, no matter what it's got in it. So, I mean, Rywax is really perfect. So at Rywax we have a kind of space and a bar, but also somewhere that has a record shop. They sell zines within the space, so it's all about creativity and has a kind of slightly kind of punk aesthetic and very cool. So I think the students just managed to find a space which could be given to them for free, which just like really matches the type of aesthetic for the work they're putting on here. Like handmade scenes, handcrafted, a lot of creativity, and commenting on contemporary culture. I think they just, you know, in what they were able to find for free, this place couldn't actually really be a better match if you paid for it. So I think they've just, you know, they've used that kind of fashion promotion eye to match the place with the work, and that's some of the things that we're looking for. Yeah, I think the surprise of being off campus is something that we're like the fashion promotion team are really trying to kind of build in more of, is going off campus, being in different places. We're all really aware of, if you're studying in London, you are here to be part of London and part of the capital and part of the scene that's on here. So I think generally students like react really well to being out and about, and I think it kind of does help flex your creative muscles to be in inspiring spaces that are new and different, kind of bit of a shock to the senses and also to the brain to get you learning and being creative. And then, well, I hope that I kind of surprised everybody. I think I did surprise everyone when I kind of revealed the brief. Hopefully not shocking everybody too much. But yeah, I think they reacted really well, and I think I was hopeful that they would be pleasantly surprised and excited, and I think we got more of that kind of energy than this is a challenge too far and we don't really want to do it. And I think, you know, standing in Rywax today and actually seeing what they've come back with against that challenge, yeah, they've just run with it and done something that looks great.
So in our project we were tasked to create 3 zines along with a sketchbook full of our inspiration and direction that we took to create the zines. We got given maybe 2 to 3 weeks to do that, and then 3 weeks to create our zines. We were then told 2 weeks ago today that we had to put on a pop-up exhibition of said zines. So I took it upon myself to find a location suitable. Here we are at the Rywax in Peckham. Guys are great here, they sell amazing records, amazing zines. So I figured that using this space we could present our work in a totally natural setting. Everybody turned out and turned up with amazing work, so I'm really happy with the way that everything's turned out. I think something that I've learned is that you don't need a big budget. We were given a budget of £54, £1 for each student. So, I mean, I managed to get the venue for free. We used our budget on materials and sweets. Yeah, I think everything kind of turned out the way that we wanted it to, so I'm quite proud of what we did.